Every level of industry plan explained. Level 1, the smooth operator. The bottom level. Well, no, actually, this is the top level. These are the artists that were chosen, not manufactured. Grassroots momentum. Believable come up. No weird label interference early on. They actually put in work. Level 1 includes legends like Lil Wayne. See, Lil Wayne was already rapping with Birdman while you were still making turkey finger paintings. Started off as a literal child in the Hot Boys, but he is part of what literally made Hot Boys and Birdman. Grinded for years before he became Wheezy F Baby. Then you got Caribou, came up off Atlanta Street Buzz and Organic Cosigns. No rollout, just let the bars hit the streets and see what happens. Of course, she was Lil Yachty's assistant before actually deciding to rap, so as you can imagine, she has a little bit of an advantage. But hey, the people like her, then the people like her. Now, as far as without Lil Yachty, I guess we'll just have to see. Cordae was out here freestyling for years before he even got a deal. Eminem was making beats in his bedroom in Portland, dropped Caroline independently, and it blew up. I'm sure nobody really cared. West Side nigga. But the point is, the industry came knocking after their independent success. See the difference? These artists didn't need a machine to create them. They were already putting in their own independent work before anyone wrote a check. You can tell because their come-up stories actually make sense. No mysterious playlist ads. No sudden Vogue features out of nowhere. Just talent, timing, and hustle. This is as pure as it gets. If you're a fan of one of these artists, congrats, you backed a real one. Level 2, the accident. Artists who blew up from straight up virality. The spark was real, but then the industry saw the fire and dumped gasoline on it. This level is packed. Doja Cat was making weird SoundCloud songs in her bedroom. Moo! Went viral because it was funny and catchy. Nobody engineered that, just Doja Cat being Doja Cat. But after, yeah, the machine kicked in heavy. Fuck it, memes pay, I guess. SZA was working at a mall when TDE found her. In a twist of fate, boom, the stars align. Tyler, the Creator, built Odd Future from the ground up. Literally DIY everything. But once Yonkers hit, the labels came banging on the door. Lil Nas X bought a beat for $30 and made Old Town Road as a meme. Went viral on TikTok before Columbia Records even knew who he was. Then they signed him and turned it into the longest running #1 ever. Can we pause for a second? We really let Lil Nas X go on a nationwide tour to little children's middle schools. You think about that for a second. Megan Thee Stallion was freestyling on Instagram. Just kidding. We know why we were streaming. Yeet was a SoundCloud kid who randomly blew up off TikTok snippets. Even Dua Lipa and Tyla started with organic fan bases before the pop machine took over. Here's the thing. These artists aren't plants in the traditional sense. They earned the initial buzz. But once the industry saw dollar signs, they got the full rollout treatment, playlists, PR campaigns, festival bookings, the works. So yeah, they're real artists. But let's not act like they stayed independent for long. The industry just waited for them to prove themselves first. Smart business. Level 3, the actor. These are the artists with curated, reworked personas, or straight up fake backstories. Welcome to Hollywood. Iggy Azalea showed up talking like she was from Atlanta, the trap queen of Australia.
Because I'm Australian.
What? Get the fuck out of here.
You got the Kid Laroi with the sad boy from the streets persona.
Get the fuck out of here.
His manager is Scooter Braun, and he grew up around industry people. Lorde was marketed as this mysterious indie outsider. Then people found out she was already connected to major label execs in New Zealand. MGK tried to sell the rebellious punk rock rapper narrative, but bro was already signed to Bad Boy and Interscope. It's all just aesthetic. Saweetie promotes this started from the bottom vibe, but she went to USC.
Is there anything you use that you learned in college that you actually put towards your career today?
I went to 2 really prestigious universities, San Diego State, then transferred to USC.
Man, her cousin is literally Gabrielle Union. Not exactly struggle bars, you feel me? Even the indie artists that are not so indie, Lana Del Rey, go look up Lizzie Grant. She flopped, then came back, with a whole new name, new look, new backstory, and thus you have Born to Die.
Fate don't fail me now.
And hey, it worked. Look, I'm not saying these artists aren't talented, but the narratives, edited for maximum marketability. They're playing a role, but to be fair, most pop stars do. But when you get caught, it just hits different. Level 4, the product. These artists are launched like iPhones. Heavy playlisting, strategic PR, co-sign pipelines, everything calculated. Ice Spice is the blueprint for this. She signed to 10K projects, who we're going to talk about later in this video, so stay tuned. And while I have you staring at the screen so hard, you might as well subscribe while you're here. Anywho, she just pops out of the wood, works on every Spotify editorial playlist. Features with Nicki Minaj, Taylor Swift immediately. Rolling Stone profile before she even had an album. Bro, come on. Y'all gotta at least try to be sneaky. Coi Leray got the same treatment. Republic Records pushed her hard before the fans even cared. I'm sorry. Jack Harlow had Atlantic Records setting up his whole come up. Generation Now, DJ Drama, all of it pre-planned. Then What's Poppin' drops.
Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton. Just joshing.
And suddenly he's on every talk show. Oliver Tree, same thing. The whole scooter riding weirdo persona, focus grouped to death. Some of these corporate bozos need to be yoked by their ties. Ian Dior, 24K Golden, and yes, even Trippie Redd, all of them got the major label machine early. They didn't build it themselves. The rollout was ready before the music even dropped. Now look, some of these artists are actually talented, but you can't tell me the engineering is undeniable, the timing too perfect. This is corporate strategy, not organic growth. They're not making music and hoping it works. They're making music because the label already decided it will work. Level 5, the silver spoon artists born with industry advantages. Insider access. Connections from day one. Nepotism, but make it music. Baby Keem is Kendrick Lamar's cousin. You think he's getting on PG Lang without that? Come on now. Jaden Smith and Willow Smith had Will Smith as their dad. Who do they have to prove anything to? The doors were already open. Blue Ivy won a Grammy at 9 years old. 9. But hey, after what they did to Beyonce, I would say they should throw another one to her imaginary friend.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Drake might have had to prove himself in other ways, I guess, but starting from the bottom is really a long shot. Having an acting career before rap gives him industry connections through TV naturally.
And then one day, my mom called me and told me you got the role. And I just grabbed my bag and left. And man, what a wild journey that started.
On top of that, you should meet the Grams. His father and a few of his uncles were musicians themselves who already played alongside music industry legends, even though Jay Prince told Lil Wayne about him through his son finding Drake on MySpace.
Find
Drake.
That was the first artist you found?
That was my, yep.
How did you come across Drake?
MySpace.
His connections and not so harsh upbringing make that narrative a hard one to believe. Bia is Pharrell's protege, got signed to his label early. Nav got put on by The Weeknd and EXO, instant credibility, instant placements.
I pull up to my town with a prize.
They used to do this funny thing on SoundCloud to get people to click his songs. I won't go into that because I don't want to get fined, but if you know, talk about it in the comments if we're on the same page. Billie Eilish, her parents were already in the entertainment industry. Her brother Phineas was already a producer. Yeah, she might have been a bedroom artist.
To me, it's all about like immediacy.
The artists in this category just have access to resources most artists will never touch. Not saying these people aren't talented, but they didn't start from 0. They started from 50, maybe even 75. But you know what's crazier than being born into it? Being built for it. Level 6, the Frankensteins created, assembled like the Avengers, or groomed through corporate talent systems. We're talking boot camps, literal factories for pop stars. Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus both came through the Disney machine. Trained from childhood to be performers, some may say, especially in Britney Spears' case, it drove them insane. BTS and Blackpink, K-pop idols who went through years of training before debut. Vocal lessons, dance practice, media training, all of it. They didn't just wake up one day and decide to be artists. they were engineered.
Don't act like you forgot. I called a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Y'all should.
One Direction was formed on X Factor by Simon Cowell.
That is a good idea. Oh my God. That's the category I want, just them.
5 solo contestants forced into a group. Fifth Harmony, same thing. Even Ariana Grande, Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, all Disney kids. Trained, molded, packaged.
I know what it is.
And let's not forget the biggest and baddest Frankenstein of them all, the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. Yes, Michael Jackson is a vintage ultra industry plant with his career starting at the age of 5. He would literally get beat if he sang his ABCs out of tune. He was extremely talented, and due to his strict routines of constantly practicing, he turned out to be the greatest of all time. But all he wanted was to be a real boy, and all we wanted was for him to sing and dance for us. Man, I almost just shed a tear. These artists didn't create themselves. The industry created them. This is all corporate pop music, and it's designed to sell. Level 7, the genre plants. The industry plant final boss, entire genres engineered first and then artists inserted afterwards. We're not even talking about individual plants anymore. We're talking about entire movements that were fabricated. TikTok emo rap. Remember when a bunch of artists like JXDN, Nessa Barrett, Lil Huddy, and Poor Stacy all dropped emo rap songs at the exact same time? Yeah, of course you don't. That was Travis Barker and a label machine trying to create a genre. They picked TikTok influencers, gave them producers, and said, now you're emo rappers.
Like, listen, if you take it serious and you give me a year, I will make you a rapper.
It flopped, obviously, because it was fake. 10K projects, the Clone Wave label. The entire label is practically about filling in gaps in the market. I mean, just look at the artists signed to their label, and you'll realize most of their artists are people I literally just mentioned. Same label, same sound, same aesthetic. Especially in the SoundCloud era, and even in the rage music genre, which is basically SoundCloud Part 2. It's just a copy-paste formula. They follow Playboy Cardi's career with a magnifying glass.
Ever since I was a chick, and why was this shit?
And sign the next kid who says his dream in life was to scream over beats drowned in 808's corporate alt-pop clones. You know, Billie Eilish blows up. Now every label's looking for a sad whisper girl. And now, AI artists. FN Mika was a virtual rapper created by a company, got signed to Capitol Records.
Get the fuck out of here.
Got dropped when people realized it was literally fake. Suno AI, Timbaland using AI to make songs. Bro, we're entering a new era.
Pulled up in that spaceship, make a bitch crease a facelift, talk my shit on vibrations, 808 conversation.
The industry doesn't even need real people anymore. They can just generate the artist, the music, the image, all of it. This is the end game when the genre itself is manufactured, when the artist isn't even human. That's level 7, and it's only going to get worse. So there you have it. If you don't care about whether the music was found organically or if it's shoved down your throat, as long as the rapping ability stacks up, then check out my last video on how the bad bitches do it. And if you thought I was going to say somebody and I didn't, it's because they probably got it out the mud. Doofus, stop player hating.